Arthur, you are unjust to me. Believe me, you are quite unjust to me. I didn't go to taunt Gertrude at all. I had no idea of doing anything of the kind when I entered. I called with Lady Markby, simply to ask whether an ornament, a jewel, that I lost somewhere last night had been found at the Chilterns. If you don't believe me, you can ask Lady Markby. She will tell you it is true. The scene that happened, the scene that occurred, happened after Lady Markby had left, and was really forced upon me by Gertrude's rudeness and sneers. I called, oh, a little out of malice, if you like, but really to ask if a diamond brooch of mine had been found. That was the origin of the whole thing. A diamond snake brooch with a ruby? Yes, how did you know? Because it is found. In point of fact, I found it myself, and stupidly forgot to tell the butler anything about it as I was leaving. It is in this drawer. No, that one. This is the brooch, isn't it? Yes, I am so glad to get it back. It was a present. Won't you wear it? Certainly, if you pin it on. Why do you put it on as a bracelet? I never knew it could be worn as a bracelet. Really? No, but it looks very well on me as a bracelet, doesn't it? Yes, much better than when I saw it last. When did you see it last? Oh, 10 years ago, on Lady Berkshire, from whom you stole it. What do you mean? I mean that you stole that ornament from my cousin, Mary Berkshire, to whom I gave it when she was married. Suspicion fell on a wretched servant, who was sent away in disgrace. I recognized it last night. I determined to say nothing about it till I had found the thief. I have found the thief now, and I have heard her confession. It is not true. You know it is true. Why, thief is written across your face at this moment. I will deny the whole affair from beginning to end. I will say that I have never seen this wretched thing, that it was never in my possession. Mrs. Cheveley tries to get the bracelet off her arm, but fails. Lord Goring looks on amused. Her thin fingers tear at the jewel to no purpose. A curse breaks from her. The drawback of stealing a thing, Mrs. Cheveley, is that one never knows how wonderful the thing that one steals is. You can't get that bracelet off unless you know where the spring is. And I see you don't know where the spring is. It is rather difficult to find. You brute! You coward! Oh, don't use big words. They mean so little. Mrs. Cheveley again tears at the bracelet in a paroxysm of rage, with inarticulate sounds, then stops and looks at Lord Goring. What are you going to do? I'm going to ring for my servant. He is an admirable servant. Always comes in the moment one rings for him. When he comes, I will tell him to fetch the police. The police? What for? Tomorrow the Berkshires will prosecute you. That is what the police are for. Mrs. Cheveley is now in an agony of physical terror. Her face is distorted, her mouth awry. A mask has fallen from her. She is for the moment dreadful to look at. Don't do that. I will do anything you want, anything in the world you want. Give me Robert Chiltern's letter. Stop, stop, let me have time to think. Give me Robert Chiltern's letter. I have not got it with me. I will give it to you tomorrow. You know you are lying. Give it to me at once. Mrs. Cheveley pulls the letter out and hands it to him. She is horribly pale. "This is it?" "Yes." Lord Goring takes the letter, examines it, sighs, and burns it over the lamp. "For so well dressed a woman, Mrs. Cheveley, you have moments of admirable common sense. I congratulate you." Mrs. Cheveley catches sight of Lady Chiltern's letter, the cover of which is just showing from under the blotting book. "Please get me a glass of water." "Certainly." Goes to the corner of the room and pours out a glass of water. While his back is turned, Mrs. Cheveley steals Lady Chiltern's letter. When Lord Goring returns with the glass, she refuses it with a gesture. "Thank you. Will you help me on with my cloak?" "With pleasure." Puts her cloak on. "Thanks. I am never going to try to harm Robert Chiltern again." "Fortunately, you have not the chance, Mrs. Cheveley." "Well, even if I had the chance, I wouldn't. On the contrary, I am going to render him a service." "I am charmed to hear it. It is a reformation." "Yes, I can't bear so upright a gentleman, so honourable an English gentleman, being so shamefully deceived, and so—" "Well?" "I find that somehow Gertrude Chiltern's dying speech and confession has strayed into my pocket." "What do you mean?" "I mean that I am going to send Robert Chiltern the love letter his wife wrote to you tonight." "Love letter?" "I want you. I trust you. I am coming to you, Gertrude." Lord Goring rushes to the bureau and takes up the envelope, finds it empty, and turns around. "You wretched woman! Must you always be thieving? Give me back that letter. I'll take it from you by force. You shall not leave any room till I have got it." He rushes toward her, but Mrs. Cheveley at once puts her hand on the electric bell that is on the table. The bell sounds with shrill reverberation, and Phipps enters. "Lord Goring merely rang that you should show me out. Good night, Lord Goring." Goes out, followed by Phipps. Her face is illuminated with evil triumph. There is a joy in her eyes. Youth seems to have come back to her. Her last glance is like a swift arrow. Lord Goring bites his lip and lights a cigarette. Act drop. Act 4. Scene, same as Act 2. Lord Goring is standing by the fireplace, with his hands in his pockets. He is looking rather bored. Lord Goring pulls out his watch, inspects it, and rings the bell. "It is a great nuisance. I can't find anyone in this house to talk to, and I am full of interesting information. I feel like the latest edition or something or other." Enter servant. "Sir Robert is still at the Foreign Office, my lord." "Lady Chiltern not down yet?" "Her ladyship has not yet left her room. Miss Chiltern has just come in from riding." "Ah, that is something." "Lord Caversham has been waiting some time in the library for Sir Robert. I told him your lordship was here." "Thank you. Would you kindly tell him I've gone?" "I shall do so, my lord." Exit servant. "Really, I don't want to meet my father 3 days running. It is a great deal too much excitement for any son. I hope to goodness he won't come up. Father should neither be seen nor heard. That is only the proper basis for family life. Mothers are different. Mothers are darlings." Throws himself down onto a chair, picks up a paper, and begins to read it. Enter Lord Caversham. "Well, sir, what
are you doing here? Wasting your time as usual, I suppose.
My dear father, when one pays a visit, it is for the purpose of wasting other people's time, not one's own.
Have you been thinking about what I spoke to you about last night?
I have been thinking about nothing else.
Engaged to be married yet?
Not yet, but I hope to be before lunchtime.
You can have till dinner time if it would be any convenience to you.
Thanks awfully, but I think I'd sooner be engaged before lunch.
Never know when you are being serious or not.
Neither do I, father.
I suppose you have read the Times this morning.
The Times? Certainly not. I only read the Morning Post. All that one should know about modern life is where the duchesses are. Anything else is quite demoralizing.
Do you mean to say you have not read the Times leading article on Robert Chiltern's career?
Good heavens, no! What does it say?
What should it say, sir? Everything complimentary, of course. Chiltern's speech last night on this Argentine canal scheme was one of the finest pieces of oratory ever delivered in the house at Canning.
Ah, never heard of Canning. Never wanted to. And did Chiltern uphold the scheme?
Uphold it, sir? How little you know him. Why, he denounced it roundly and the whole system of modern political finance. This speech is the turning point in his career, as the Times points out. You should read this article, sir. Sir Robert Chiltern, most rising of our young statesmen, brilliant orator, unblemished career, well-known integrity of character, represents what is best in English public life. Noble contrast to the lax morality so common among foreign politicians. They will never say that of you, sir.
I sincerely hope not, father. However, I am delighted at what you tell me about Robert. Thoroughly delighted. It shows he has got pluck.
He has got more than pluck, sir. He has got genius.
I prefer pluck. It is not so common nowadays as genius is.
I wish you would go into Parliament.
My dear father, only people who look dull ever get into the House of Commons, and only people who are dull ever succeed there.
Why don't you try to do something useful in life?
I am far too young.
I hate this affectation of youth, sir. It is a great deal too prevalent nowadays.
Youth isn't an affectation, it's an art.
Why don't you propose to that pretty Miss Chiltern?
I am of a very nervous disposition, especially in the morning.
I don't suppose there is the smallest chance of her accepting you.
I don't know how the betting stands today.
If she did accept you, she would be the prettiest fool in England.
That is just what I would like to marry. A thoroughly sensible wife would reduce me to a condition of absolute idiocy in less than 6 months.
You don't deserve her, sir.
My dear father, if we men married the women we deserved, we should have a very bad time of it.
Enter Mabel Chiltern.
Oh, how do you do, Lord Caversham? I hope Lady Caversham is quite well.
Lady Caversham is as usual.
Good morning, Miss Mabel. Mabel Chiltern, taking no notice at all of Lord Goring, and addressing herself exclusively to Lord Caversham. And Lady Caversham's bonnets, are they at all better?
They have had a serious relapse, I am sorry to say.
Good morning, Miss Mabel. I hope an operation will not be necessary.
If it is, we shall have to give Lady Caversham a narcotic. Otherwise, she would never consent to have a feather touched.
Good morning, Miss Mabel. Oh, are you here? Of course you understand that after your breaking your appointment, I am never going to speak to you again. Oh, please don't say such a thing. You are the one person in London I really like to have listen to me. Lord Goring, I never believe a single word that either you or I say to each other.
You are quite right, my dear. Quite right as far as he is concerned, I mean.
Do you think that you could possibly make your son behave a little better occasionally, just as a change?
I regret to say, Miss Chiltern, that I have no influence at all over my son. I wish I had. If I had, I know what I would make him do.
I'm afraid that he has one of those terribly weak natures that are not susceptible to influence.
He is very heartless, very heartless.
It seems to me that I'm a little in the way here. It is very good for you to be in the way and to know what people say of you behind your back. I don't like at all knowing what people say of me behind my back. It makes me far too conceited.
After that, my dear, I really must bid you good morning.
Oh, I hope you are not going to leave me all alone with Lord Goring, especially at such an early hour in the day.
I'm afraid I can't take him with me to Downing Street. It is not the Prime Minister's day for seeing the unemployed.
Shakes hands with Mabel Chiltern, takes up his hat and stick, and goes out with a parting glare of indignation at Lord Goring. Mabel Chiltern takes up roses and begins to arrange them in a bowl on the table. People who don't keep their appointments in the park are horrid. Detestable. I am glad you admit it, but I wish you wouldn't look so pleased about it. I can't help it. I always look pleased when I'm with you. Then I suppose it is my duty to remain with you. Of course it is. Well, my duty is a thing I never do, on principle. It always depresses me, so I'm afraid I must leave you. Please don't, Miss Mabel. I have something very particular to say to you. Oh, is it a proposal? Well, yes, it is. I am bound to say it is. Oh, I'm so glad. That makes the second today. The second today? What conceited ass has been impertinent enough to dare to propose to you before I had proposed to you? Tommy Trafford, of course. It is one of Tommy's days for proposing. He always proposes on Tuesdays and Thursdays during the season. You didn't accept him, I hope. I make it a rule never to accept Tommy. That is why he goes on proposing. Of course, as you didn't turn up this morning, I very nearly said yes. It would have been an excellent lesson, both for him and for you, if I had. It would have taught you better manners." "Oh, bother Tommy Trafford. Tommy is a silly little ass. I love you." "I know, and I think you might have mentioned it before. I am sure I have given you heaps of opportunities." "Mabel, do be serious. Please be serious." "Ha! That is the sort of thing a man always says to a girl before he has been married her. He never says it afterwards." "Mabel, I have told you that I love you. Can't you love me a little in return?" "You silly Arthur. If you knew anything about anything, which you don't, you would know that I adore you. Everyone in London knows it except you. It is a public scandal the way I adore you. I have been going about for the last 6 months telling the whole of society that I adore you. I wonder you consent to have anything to say to me. I have no character left at all. At least, I feel so happy that I am quite sure I have no character left at all." Lord Goring catches her in his arms and kisses her. Then there is a pause of bliss. "Dear, do you know I was awfully afraid of being refused?" "But you never have been refused by anybody, have you, Arthur? I can't imagine anyone refusing you." "Of course, I'm not nearly good enough for you, Mabel." "I'm so glad, darling. I was afraid you were. And I'm a little over 30. Dear, you look weeks younger than that." "How sweet of you to say so. And it is only fair to tell you frankly that I am fearfully extravagant." "But so am I, Arthur. So we're sure to agree. And now I must go see Gertrude." "Must you really?" Kisses her. "Yes." "Then do tell her I want to talk to her particularly. I have been waiting here all the morning to see either her or Robert." "Do you mean to say you didn't come here expressly to propose to me?" "No, that was a flash of genius." "Your first." My laughed. "I'm delighted to hear it. Now don't stir. I'll be back in 5 minutes. And don't fall into any temptations while I am away." "Dear Mabel, while you are away there are none. It makes me horribly dependent on you." Enter Lady Chiltern. "Good morning, dear. How pretty you are looking." "How pale you are looking, Gertrude. It is most becoming." "Good morning, Lord Goring." "Good morning, Lady Chiltern." "I shall be in the conservatory, under the second palm tree on the left." "Second on the left?" "Yes, the usual palm tree." Blows a kiss to him, unobserved by Lady Chiltern, and goes out. "Lady Chiltern, I have a certain amount of very good news to tell you. Mrs. Heavily gave me up Robert's letter last night, and I burnt it. Robert is safe." "Safe? Oh, I'm so glad of that. What a good friend you are to him. To us." "There is only one person now that could be said to be in danger." "Who is that?" "Yourself." "I? In danger? What do you mean?" "Danger is too great a word. It is a word I should not have used, but I admit I have something to tell you that may distress you. That terribly distresses me. Yesterday evening you wrote me a very beautiful, womanly letter, asking me for help. You wrote to me as one of your older friends, one of your husband's oldest friends. Mrs. Teverley stole that letter from my rooms.
Well, what use is it to her? Why should she not have it?
Lady Tilthorn, I will be quite frank with you. Mrs. Teverley puts a certain construction on that letter and proposes to send it to your husband.
But what construction could she put on it? Oh, not that. If I, in trouble and wanting your help, trusting you, proposing to come to you, that you may advise me, assist me. Oh, all the woman is horrible as that. And she proposes to send it to my husband. Tell me what happened. Tell me all that happened.
Mrs. Teverley was concealed in the room adjoining my library without my knowledge. I thought that the person who was waiting in that room to see me was yourself. Robert came in unexpectedly. A chair or something fell in the room. He forced his way in and he discovered her. We had a terrible scene. I still thought it was you. He left me in anger. At the end of everything, Mrs. Teverley got possession of your letter. She stole it. When or how, I don't know.
At what hour did this happen?
At 10:30. And now, I propose that we tell Robert the whole thing at once.
You want me to tell Robert that the woman whom you expected was not Mrs. Cheverley but myself? That it was I whom you thought was concealed in a room at your house at 10:30 at night? You want me to tell him that?
I think it is better that he should know the exact truth.
Oh, I couldn't.
May I do it?
No.
You are wrong, Lady Tilthorn.
No, the letter must be intercepted, that is all. But how can I do it? Letters arrive for him every moment of the day. His secretaries open them and hand them to him. I dare not ask the servants to bring me his letters. It would be impossible. Oh, why don't you tell me what to do?
Pray be calm, Lady Tilthorn, and answer the question I am going to put to you. You said his secretaries open his letters.
Yes.
Who is with him today? Mr. Trapper, is it?
No, Mr. Montford, I think.
You can trust him?
Oh, how do I know?
He would do what you asked him, wouldn't he?
I think so.
Your letter was on pink paper. He could recognize it without reading it, couldn't he? By the color.
I suppose so.
Is he in the house now?
Yes.
Then I will go and see him myself, and tell him that a certain letter written on pink paper is to be forwarded to Robert today, and that at all costs it must not reach him. Oh, Robert is coming upstairs with the letter in his hand. It has reached him already.
Oh, you have saved his life. What have you done to mine?